Hello, Stratisans, and welcome to the Straticephere. I'm your host, Scott Franklin, and this is my co-host, Jordan Franklin.
Hey!
This is something that Jordan has wanted to do for many moons. It took me...
Oh, don't act like it's just me. You want to
3 years
podcast too?
I did want a podcast. That's not a lie. I didn't know if I wanted to be in the Straticephere, but here we are.
Yeah.
So, Stratice. Who are we?
How do we get here?
How'd we get here? And why are we doing a podcast? That's probably a lot of the question. I had that question for a long time, but eventually I was just like, let's just do it and see what happens and see where it goes. So, Jordan, do you want to start on where you began?
Yeah. So, I mean, a little town in Broody, Arkansas, population 72. No, I'm kidding. So when I started, right, not starting back from birth. So really, kind of went to college thinking I was going to be a doctor. Came out with a pre-med degree and a minor in art and French. Started working for a doctor, and then saw an opportunity at a staffing firm. Worked my way up within that staffing firm and realized, with a little bit of help from my husband, that maybe we should do this by ourselves. And we jumped in, head first, maybe a little sooner than what we thought, but we got there and really kicked it off from there. Had a lot of great memories working for another firm. Grew a huge book of business in Alabama. And was really excited to see what we could do for ourselves.
Absolutely.
So what about you?
Yeah. Well, I was in school in Auburn, or AUM in Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out. And I was working towards my management information systems degree, which they don't have anymore. But while doing that, I thought, well, I wanted to work for myself. I didn't want a boss. I wanted to be a boss. What better way to do that than start your own business? I wanted to go into cloud computing. And I think we were on the beach in Alabama, if I remember correctly. And we came up with Stratice, because we wanted to be in the Straticephere, which we are now, except spelled a little different. So we were in Montgomery and decided to start Stratice. And we basically, like you said, just jumped in.
I convinced you to do all of the back office things, and that's how you convinced me to come over.
Yeah, I did make that deal. It wasn't the brightest, the brightest deal I've ever made. I essentially just said, Jordan, if you'll come to Stratice and sell, I will do everything else.
And it was the best deal I ever made.
And I didn't realize how quickly you were going to sell, but basically came home that first day, and by 11:30 had, 2 clients?
Yeah.
3 clients?
Yeah. No, 3 clients.
Yeah. So really worked.
Well, and I will say, I really think that the success within that was because of our why. We have always put our candidates and our clients first and making sure that we're finding the right person for the right culture. And I tell everyone, a lot of people ask me, why did I not become a doctor? And I tell them, my why for becoming a doctor was to help people and help people in whatever way that was going to be. And the only way as a young child that I thought that could be was to be a doctor, because who helps people the most? Doctors, right? And so growing up, I always wanted to do that. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a caretaker. I wanted to do things with that doctors do. And then I think I realized when coming out of college and working for a staffing firm, it made me realize that there's multiple ways to help people. And that could be being a doctor. It could be being a psychologist. It could be being art. There's multiple different ways to help people. But my passion has been helping them find their next career move and moving into another position or or making that decision and taking that leap. Hey, I know I like this job, but I know I want to grow and I don't think there's growth here. How do I do that? And helping coach those people has really been a passion of mine. And I think that is what has propelled Stratice, because we find people that is their passion. And they come from all walks of life, right? Like our recruiters, nobody wakes up when they're 5 and they're like, hey, I want to be a recruiter for the rest of my life.
Hey, a lot of people don't even know that you can be a recruiter. Like that's just something that just comes about.
Right. Yeah. Well, and when you get to college, there's not like classes on recruiting, it's on HR, right? And it's 2 different sides of the house, right? You've got talent acquisition, the person that's working with the talent and making sure that they're bringing in the right people. And then you have HR.
Yeah.
And some people, like you say, and even companies lump all of that together, right? And that's how you get HR people that are completely overloaded and don't know right from left, because they're doing 2 jobs essentially, right? But I think the funniest thing I've ever done, just kind of talking through our life with Stratice, is speaking at a women's summit. And I was the first speaker and the last speaker was a psychologist. And the psychologist got on the stage and she goes, whoever would have thought that me and a CEO of a staffing firm would have the same speech, and we've never talked to each other. And I think that's the perfect thing, is like, we're your career psychologists. Like, we don't have a psychology degree, but we're just here to help. We're here to listen. We're here to understand and help you make the right move. And it might not be a move, it might be staying put, but we're here to listen. And I think people don't realize that that's an option for them. I think that's pretty cool that we've kind of found that niche, however you want to say it. And it's been a fun 10 years.
It has. And then I think that our willingness to help has brought us through that 10 years. But going back, and I think that we have, a responsibility, at least, to say thank you to all of those people, because we wouldn't have been able to get through those 10 years without those relationships that we built in Montgomery with the recruiters that came through Stratice over the past 10 years, that even if they didn't like working here, or even if they did and had, a better opportunity pop up, they got to go do something else that, they were passionate about, because that's happened many times.
Yeah.
That they worked here for a year, maybe even less, than they wanted to continue doing that. They just had the perfect opportunity pop up.
Yep. Because like we said, nobody thinks of being a recruiter at 5. So It's not like they went to college for it. It's like convincing someone into our position, being like, we really think you have the talent.
You'd be really good at this.
Yeah. And then, and like you said, like we've had exactly that. Hey, I went to college for X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. I love this. I'm actually succeeding at this, but I have to go see if what I'm trained in is something I want to do. And you get that a lot because there's not a degree.
There's not a degree for this. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's really cool. I also like kind of digging back into over the years, we've had COVID.
Yeah, that was fun.
We all went home. Yeah. We all went home. I think one of the main things we did, and we'll do introductions of people within our organizations at some time, but in the future
podcast,
right? But I will say, I think 2 of the hires that we made in February of 2020 internally, that helped us. Like I think that was a godsend, because if we had not had our director of recruiting at that time, that we had twin 5-year-olds and a 2-year-old at home. If we had not had him to help keep everyone on track and make sure everything was going on, I think we would have floundered.
Yeah, probably.
So I put a lot back into that. I mean, staying sane through that was also difficult. Staying sane. I mean, I remember I was between 3 locked doors, and
it was different.
Yeah, I had a call with with the CIO of a large credit card company.
We probably shouldn't drop names in here.
No, of a large credit card company. And she too was sitting in her closet between locked doors because we were trying to stay away from kids, because at that time we didn't want kids in the background or kids talking. And now that's completely changed, like now I get on a call and Madeline, Jane, or whoever, one of our kids walks up and I'm just like, oh, my kid's home from school. I hope you're okay with it. I think that's something good that came
out of COVID. Yeah. Remote work.
Back to office.
Going back to the office.
I think all of those have been challenges for staffing agencies.
Yeah.
Getting used to remote work, which was, at least for us, okay, because we were in the IT world. But I would say for a lot of other staffing agencies that aren't in IT, COVID was devastating.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they were like low in, labor type skill positions.
Yeah.
And they weren't considered, I don't even remember what they called it. They weren't considered essential workers. And then they were basically sent home. And if our employees don't work, we don't make money.
Well, we adapted easily though.
IT did. Yeah, I would say Stratice too. Stratice adapted really well. I actually think we came out of the other side of COVID better. It's actually one of the years we made Inc. 5000.
That's right.
So it was pretty cool year. Not a great celebration because we couldn't have much.
We were still in COVID.
Because we were still in COVID, but it is one of the years we made Inc. 5000. So I think we did it well. I think we weathered the storm.
Well, and I think we should go back because we kind of started in our house anyway.
Yep.
Until we ended up with one recruiter.
Yeah.
Right. And he helped us kind of begin.
Yep.
And then we started on Coosa Street in downtown Montgomery.
Yep.
And then we grew a little bit more and we started building out an office on Dexter in the Crest building. But before we got in there, I guess it was still considered Coosa, but we were in that basement and that's where we really grew.
Yeah.
We ended up with,
you mean next to the server room with no windows?
Yeah. And that's okay. It was like 62 degrees in there. It's all right. But that's where we really started building. We ended up, with that fantastic accounting firm down in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
We grew out the state of Alabama.
Yep.
We were working on that. We ended up with a salesperson. He did really well.
Yeah.
Actually went on to start his own thing.
Absolutely. And I mean, we're skipping over some of the struggles, but I think that...
Well, because you don't really remember the struggles. You remember the good stuff, right?
Well, I remember one struggle.
What was the struggle?
Which is when you say grow out the state of Alabama, we had gotten put on the state account.
Right.
And there was to be no contact.
Oh, that's right.
And I had contact with all of the state employees because Montgomery's not that big. And
and we had been there for
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
So we knew a lot of people. Most of the people that we worked with were actually friends of ours.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we would hear things and we would start working and then might have crossed one of the rules, one of the lines, bent the rule. Maybe it was broken. But we got a notification that we were getting kicked off that contract.
Yeah.
And the day before we were set to get kicked off that contract, I walked into the CIO's office. And luckily, he had a new lawyer at the time that had started about a week before that.
Mm-hmm.
And he listened to my problem. And he turned around and looked at me and he said, "You will not be getting kicked off this contract. I don't think you were in the wrong. That was probably a little bit of our fault. We're not going to say that in writing anywhere, but we are going to make sure you don't get kicked off the contract." But
it was also had something to do with being local to Montgomery and being well known.
That's also true. Yes.
So it wasn't just that we had messed up any rules. We weren't the only ones that broke the rules.
Right. They went back and did some
But
research
we
and
also
noticed that it wasn't just us, but we were also local.
we're also down the street.
Right.
How do you kick a staffing firm off the contract? It's just down the street.
Right. Well, and I think it was a godsend to us too, actually, because
Being put on probation or whatever.
being put on probation,
Yeah.
because it made me realize that wasn't the only client. And historically for me, that account had been my only, not my only client, but my biggest client, right? And I think it's a tough lesson to learn, and it was a tough way to learn it. But I think that it made Stratice grow because we found other avenues to work with different companies, and those companies are still our clients.
Yeah.
And I think
We built large relationships.
yeah,
Big relationships.
it made us build those relationships. And I mean, I remember coming home one day just completely defeated, and you were like, "Who's the day we got the probation?" And you were like, "This is a good thing." And I was thinking, "You're flipping crazy." And how is this a good thing? And you were like, "This means you have to learn how to sell to other people and use your skills to get into other companies." And that's when I was like, okay, I can do this. And it made us grow our client base.
Absolutely.
So honestly,
It
like,
was kind of a good thing. We didn't get just stuck in our own little world.
right, exactly. I think it was a good thing. It was hard. I think
Anything worth having is hard.
any company worth starting is hard.
Yeah.
And you might cry some nights, but it's okay.
Well, we also thought it was going to be easy. We thought we had it all figured out.
Oh yeah. No.
And now looking back 10 years later, we're going, wow.
Do we even have it figured out now?
We don't, but we can figure it out. We've gone through a lot.
We know not to make the mistakes we've made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And learned from our mistakes.
I think there'll be new challenges.
There will absolutely be challenges. Because we're dealing with people.
Right.
That's our business.
Right. Our commodity is, yeah.
So we will always have challenges.
Yeah.
It's just how do we deal with them going forward?
Yeah. And I think we've learned through the years, there's been a lot of learning opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Speed bumps.
Speed bumps. Yeah. But I think that's something that people don't talk about too, is like when they're building a brand and they get to 10 years, they're like, oh, we made it. We're here. We're great.
We're established now.
We're established. And we joke all the time. I still feel like we're a startup.
I still tell people I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. So, I mean, honestly, I don't know.
No. I mean,
I think this is it.
I think this is,
But I think I still have time.
yeah. Maybe I want to be an artist.
Kind of like McCoy asked me if I wanted to go play football like Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. I mean, maybe
I could, I guess.
you're younger than him.
I couldn't.
But I mean, it's those kind of things, like we've gone through things, and people think starting companies or companies even that are at 10 years
Have it all figured out.
have it all figured out. And I don't think anyone does.
Well, hopefully somebody does.
I don't think anyone does. I don't think there's a business that knows everything.
So once we got into we had a really cool office that you designed in
Mm-hmm.
Montgomery.
Yeah.
We kept growing. And I don't even remember when we got into it, honestly. I don't remember what year it was, but I know, was it 2019 that we went in? Well, then we also opened the office here in Northwest Arkansas
Yep.
in 2018.
2022. No, it was 2018 in Alabama.
So it was 2018 here. Because I think we opened it around the same time.
Oh,
We got
yes.
into
Yes.
the office in the Crest building.
Yeah.
And we opened the office here around the same time.
Yes.
And that's how fast we were growing.
And we went into Grit Studios and we hired, and then we moved to the office on 10th Street up here and actually had our own space because Grit Studios was like a shared space, like a WeWork.
Which was really cool. We met some awesome people there.
It was really cool. It was great. And then we went into the other office and COVID hit. So now we have 2 office spaces.
2 office spaces.
Nobody going in.
That was an interesting time. I was going, I think.
You went sometimes.
And I think we had a recruiter in there too.
Yeah, one up here went sometimes, and then we had one in Alabama that went sometimes.
Yeah.
But nobody went together.
Well, you weren't supposed to.
Sometimes they would meet up. Just for like a break because we were all stuck in our houses.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah. But then that meant we had 2 leases
Yes.
that we were paying
Which is
for.
a big, I mean, that's just expenses, right? When you're growing your business, like you have to do something.
Right.
So you're going to have these expenses.
Right.
And you can't really foresee a thing like COVID. Nobody did.
Mm-hmm.
Especially something where they're saying you can't go into the office anymore. Yeah, so we did that. We kind of went just like straight up for a long time. And we had maybe hit a plateau.
Yep.
And then we took a nosedive.
And then we took a nosedive.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
7-year stretch, maybe.
Yeah, 7-year stretch or so.
Itch. What is it called? 7-year something.
Itch.
Maybe it's a 7-inning stretch.
Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Good. Good
Hey,
job.
we're gonna just combine these. So we had this 7-year itch where everything had been going hunky dory. We
were killing it.
we were killing it. We're doing great. Plateau, trying to figure out what the next steps were, and then
Couple of mishires.
missed hires. I mean, we made mistakes.
We made mistakes. Yeah. I mean, we have to admit, listen, staffing firms sometimes use staffing firms to help them fill their position.
Have to.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's funny. I tell people that all the time. They're like, how do you guys fill your own internal positions? I was like, well, we incentivize the recruiters, but we've also used a staffing firm before.
I think we only did that one time.
We did, but other staffing firms use them too. It's because salespeople are good talkers.
Well,
Oh no. I think salespeople are good talkers. They might not be good salespeople, but they're good talkers. And they can convince you into a lot of things. And I think that's one of the hardest positions to hire for.
it absolutely is. But that's not always. I mean, that wasn't always the case. Like, we didn't just hire salespeople that didn't
No, we had some recruiters too, but
pan out.
yeah.
I mean, I think that most of them worked hard for the most part. They tried.
Oh no, I think they all tried.
And that was also when we started seeing the plateau.
Well, yeah, and I think also our industry took a nosedive. So I don't think it was necessarily mishires, but mispredictions.
Mm.
Does that make sense? Like, we didn't know, like, we all didn't know COVID was coming. We didn't know the industry was going to take a dip too.
Well, I think that also what had a lot to do with, we had all the PPP money.
Yep.
And so you had the big dogs in the IT industry with all that money.
Yeah.
And so they were scooping up all the talent, even if they didn't need it. They were just hoarding. And then you get a year and a half, 2 years removed from COVID, and they start releasing people. So you got all these folks out on the street looking for jobs.
Right. And the market, honestly, is flooded with candidates.
We're even 2 or 3 years removed from that point.
Yep.
And we're just now starting to see jobs starting to open up again.
Yeah. Well, and let's talk about that. So the jobs that are opening up,
Yeah.
the ones you see are online, right? Obviously, unless you're getting called by a recruiter, then answer it because you're not getting through the online portal. And that's the issue right now.
Sure.
The issue right now is that AI is not, it's not perfect, and it's matching the wrong things to the wrong things. And so people aren't getting through these.
So you're saying
portals.
AI is not working?
AI is not working. Not in the job hunt, right? It's being a block, and that block is hard to remove, right? And honestly,
I mean, it's blocking people from getting through.
it's blocking the right people from getting through, right? And it might be letting a couple people through, but I would venture to say from our market research, I would venture to say that it is actually perpetuating mishires the way it's being utilized right now.
Well, and I want to go ahead and point out, you're talking about just in the hiring.
Just in the application portion, yeah.
not AI across the board.
No, not AI across the board. Right. Just in the application, honestly. So just submitting your application is getting screened by something. Yeah. And then that used to be a human screening it, right? And now there's a layer of
there's too many. There's too many applicants.
Right.
Just to one person or a handful of people just to look through these resumes.
Yeah.
You got to have help. Yeah.
One of our clients told us that it was going to take one recruiter 11 years to go through the resumes that they get in 1 month.
11 years.
11 years. So, I mean, there's got to be something screening it, but it's got to get better. And until it does really get better, I think we as in staffing firms and Stratice have a huge opportunity to go out and help with that load, right? Screening candidates, interviewing candidates, getting over the right person. And that's the reason why our candidates stay in their position.
They stay longer.
And they get hired. And it's almost, and then we take referrals internally and referrals are known to get hired about 70% more than others. And
70% more.
Yeah. It's actually like 79, but I don't want to misquote it. It's above 70%. They stay longer in those positions and they're more likely to accept it because they have like a sense of responsibility to whoever submitted them, and I always say staffing firms are a great wingman, right? We tell the hiring manager gives us feedback. We sugarcoat it if it's bad and we give you great feedback and if it's good. But it's so much easier coming from someone that you're not reporting to.
Well, I think that also you're actually getting feedback.
Yeah, and and that's 100% the truth. So when you're not using a staffing firm, you're submitting into a black hole.
Yeah, you get nothing.
Yeah, you get nothing.
Never even hear. Like if you
well, you get nothing until you get the letter, the email that says you were not selected for this position. Thanks. Wait, I didn't even know it was an interview.
Didn't even know I had a chance.
Didn't even know that you saw my resume.
But I do want to just kind of go back real quick just because I got to put this plug in here. So on the Stratice website, we have a Inside the Straticephere where we post blogs. December Picard post blogs. And this last one did have the artificial intelligence was actually the topic in December, and it was what the rise of AI means for your workforce, designing a more human future of work. So y'all should go check that out. That was released on the 11th of December. But if you go to our website, mystratis.com, you'll be able to check that blog out. And it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with hiring or AI involvement in hiring. It's just kind of giving an overall look of what AI can do and what it's what I kind of think that it might do or have. There's some opinions in there. Go check it out.
So also to that point, I think where we're going with this podcast is to kind of bring light to those blogs that are written every month, to industry standards, to all the things that are going on in the talent acquisition space, and really talk through them. We'll have people on with us. We want to have other people to interview and to talk about the AI or to talk about.
So IT is kind of where our bread is butter with Stratice. We go after IT positions to fill. Most of what we have done over the past 10 years is in the IT field.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where our heart is.
Yeah.
So we know quite a few people in the IT industry that have a lot of opinions that are very knowledgeable in their field.
Yeah.
And we want to bring them on and just kind of talk about whatever they've got going on. We want to bring in our own people.
Yeah.
And let them talk about what they're doing and what they see in the future. So,
yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be kind of not necessarily all over the board, but I think that it will be all over the board within IT and talent acquisition. talking to, because there is, people don't realize, there's a lot of technical resources used to hire one person.
For especially, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, right? So large organizations have like a whole talent acquisition team. They have a whole technology on talent acquisition team. So it's a huge industry. And I think by talking to all of the IT people, we can talk through some of the problems that are even affecting staffing and talent acquisition through their experiences just in IT, right? Which is interesting.
Absolutely.
I think to dig into and understand, because technology touches everything.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of years ago, there was an article and it was about how there are no more like just, I guess, industries, but because every business is an IT business.
Right.
Because you have to you have to have a website. You have to have a social presence.
Yep.
And you have to like have all of these things that the internet touches.
And now you have to have video content.
Now, yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess you had to have it a few years ago. We just put it off.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
now we're ready.
We're
coming at you live and in person.
Yeah. So
we go back to once we moved up here, we got into our plateau.
Yeah.
That's what I like to call it. It was like a year-long plateau, I think. Then we took the dive.
Yep.
And then unfortunately, we had to start letting people go, or people just left on their own.
Yeah.
Just because we weren't bringing in the jobs we needed to bring in to help recruiters fill jobs, so they had to find other things to do. Then we got down to bone and bare bone.
Yeah.
And lost some really good people, unfortunately. That was very sad for us.
Yeah. I mean, it was hard. I think the inching our way back out has been a
nightmare.
It's been a nightmare, but I also think it's been a personality like creator, like learning lessons, right? Like it's enhancing, not necessarily enhancing my personality, but it's enhancing my drive and understanding. I keep telling the kids we can do hard things. Like every time they don't want to do something or they don't think they can do it, I'm like, we can do hard things, because like I think I've been waking up every morning for the last
2 years.
Going, it's okay. We can do hard things. We can do hard things. Like, I don't think we were even.
It's one of those positive talks things.
Yeah.
Talked about the other day.
Yes. Well,
dive into that. What's that about?
Yeah.
Positive talk.
So, I can't remember to quote the guy.
We don't need to name dropping anyway.
No, it's a psychology.
It's a Greek philosophy.
Yeah. Well,
I remember what it was.
Basically, if you believe it, you're like astronomically more susceptible to actually it happening, right? So like, if I say, okay, we can do hard things, and I truly believe we can do hard things. If I say we're going to hit this budget goal and I like drive it into everyone that we can hit this budget goal, then we're probably going to hit that goal because I believe it and I believe my team can do it. If I have someone on my team that I don't truly believe in, they're probably going to fail because I don't believe in them. Or the parent even, right? So it could be with kids where
like you don't believe a kid can do it,
right? Like if you don't believe one of your children is the smartest, but the other one you know is the smartest. Well, that's how it's gonna fall, even if the other kid had a higher IQ to begin with. So like this theory was tested on mice to begin with. So the theory was tested on mice. So you believe the mice could do it? No, hold up. The professor gave a set of mice to one group and a set of mice and another set of mice to the same group. They said, this group of mice have been trained to run the maze, and this group of mice, they haven't been trained on anything. They're probably not going to do very well, right? Granted, neither set of mice had been trained on anything. Okay. The students, as they were running the maze, with the mice, right, named the first group. So they had names. They would pet them. They would give them love.
Was the first group the one that got? Oh, none of them were
actually trained.
Okay.
The first group, they were told that they were trained and they were smart. And they gave them love, right? And those mice actually ended up running the maze like way faster. And the other mice didn't get any love. They didn't get any names. They didn't get anything, right? Mm-hmm. So then fast forward a little bit, another guy went and, because we're in the 60s, right? So there, or even further before that, but he went and tested it on children because we could test on children. So
they loved on the children?
No. They took an IQ test at the beginning of the year, right? And the professor, the doctor, picked out 10 random kids and say, hey, these are your star kids. They're really going to grow this year. I just want to let you know from the IQ test, this is what it said. Their IQs were all over the board. Some of them were the lowest level. Some of them were the highest level, right? And when they retested those kids at the end of the year, those kids grew exponentially more than the other kids because the teachers knew these are my star kids. So when they didn't understand something, they took the time to help them understand it because that's a star student, right? And when the kids that weren't star students, they would be like, oh, they're not going to get it because they're not growing this year, right? So it's literally, the teachers were convinced that these were their star students, right? So when you're convinced that your team is your rock star team and we're going to flip and kill it, right?
We're going to hit those goals.
Then you as a manager actually take the time to teach and train, and you're more understanding.
You're patient with them.
Right? But when you go into a meeting and you're like, the market's tanking, we suck, there's nothing out there, we should probably move our budget goals down, right?
That's not good.
Then that's how they react. So it's
so then they start thinking, oh, the market sucks, and
then we can't do it.
We
can't do it. And it's like proven in psychology that if your leader pumps you and trains you and is pumped and truly believes, right, then you're going to hit those goals. And
see, I thought this was about the guy that thought the statue was a real person, and he believed that the statue was a person, and then the statue turned into a real person.
I mean, that's where the conversation started.
But I like it. I like the belief in the team.
Yeah. And I really think that it comes down to that, right? Like, if you need to do something you truly believe in, because if you don't, it translates to your team.
Well, and that goes kind of back to what we were talking about earlier about the passion. We wanted this. Yeah. So we made it happen.
Yeah. Well, and I think our passion has come through. I think when we saw the market take a dive, we got discouraged.
Us as in
us. Like us as in leaders got discouraged, and then I think that discouraged our team.
Could be.
And I think that
we kind of took a back seat, maybe.
We kind of took a back seat, and then I think where we are now is we're cheerleading.
Well, we also.
I mean, we're driving the bus, but we're also cheerleading. Like, you've got this. It's hard. We can do hard things.
We can do hard things. We changed our perspective.
Right. We changed our perspective. And that's, it's hard. It's hard running a business. It's hard being at the top because it's quite lonely and you have to be your best cheerleader.
Yeah.
Like, luckily we have each other to cheer on. But when we both got to that point, well, it wasn't good for the company. Mm-hmm. And so now I think we've realized, okay, we're our best cheerleaders. Luckily, we have kids that are great cheerleaders too.
They are.
And salespeople.
Yes, that as well.
Quick little story.
Okay.
Our son, when he was 1 week into 7, so he had turned 7 like 4 or 5 days before this football game. We live quite close to the university, and we do tailgates and everything, and people come over to the house. And he's very social. He loves our next door neighbor, and he helps them park. They're elderly. And And so the first game of this year, of this football season that I'm talking about, which was quite a few years ago, he sold water. And he sold it for $1 going down the hill and $3 coming up the hill. So it was surge pricing for a 6-year-old.
7.
He was 6 when he sold the water. He was 7 when he recruited the person that ran our India team.
Yeah.
So he runs into the house and he goes, Mom, there's this lady over here. I think you should meet her. Her brother lives in India where our recruiters lived. And at the time we had like 3 recruiters. They were living in Hyderabad. And I said, okay, I'm going to follow you because I want to know who you're talking to. And so I go over and I meet this lady, and on Monday, so that was on Saturday, on Monday, I had a call set up with her brother, and her brother actually ended up running like the HR stuff for our India team. And he was from Arkansas, and a 7-year-old recruited him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that goes to show that like everything we as parents and leaders say is absorbed. Like we might not think it's absorbed, but it's
good and bad.
Good and bad. Right. Exactly. I think that story goes directly back to if we're great cheerleaders, our team's going to do great. If we're having a tough time, they're probably going to have a tough time. And we can't let that show. Like, we can have a tough time, but we can't let that show to the team. We have to be their cheerleader, like always.
Well, I think you have to say great leader, because you can't just be a cheerleader. You have to be able to have those hard conversations too. Right.
And so that you can say, listen, I know you can do this. You can do this. Like, absolutely. You have to have those hard conversations. Not all good. It's not all good all the time. Right. You have to give good feedback so that they can get better.
Yeah.
But they can get better.
You have to be able to coach them.
Right. But the cheerleading part is saying, I know you can do better. And this is how I think you can do it.
I know that stone can turn into a person.
Yeah. I mean, I really think that there is a correlation, like if you need to take the time to train your team. And if you're a mother or father, you take the time to grow your kids, Like there is a huge correlation there that you are their you are their role model and leader and cheerleader and taxi driver and everything. And I don't expect you to be a taxi driver for your employees, but I think that if they needed it, they need to know that you're there.
Yeah.
If they needed you to come pick them up because something happened to their car or whatever, they need to know that they can call you. I think that's a huge thing too.
Absolutely.
Goes to the trust side.
Yeah. I think it's interesting of what this podcast is going to turn into.
Why?
Well, I mean,
because we just talk about random stuff.
I kind of came in here with an idea of like, okay, we're going to hit these things.
Yeah.
But I mean, we went off on different tangents and then would have to pull it back, which is kind of just like every conversation that we have anyway.
So I'm ADD and dyslexic. If you can't tell, you can't tell the dyslexic. So we part, but you can definitely tell the ADD.
We have an idea. We're on the train. We just kind of jump off every once in a while and get back on.
Yeah.
But we had this idea of where we're going to go, and I don't know that we actually followed it. We did sort of. Yes.
I think so.
We hit the AI thing, which is the podcast or the blog we wanted to do here.
Yeah.
We talked about us, and that's kind of what we want to do. The idea behind the podcast, besides, introducing the blog and getting people to go read that and just check out the website in general.
Yeah.
Was to tell people who we are.
Yeah. And
just kind of give an inside view of Stratice.
Yeah. And I think also bring like some educational parts to our podcast, like some people, I am a very audible learner. And I love podcasts. I love audiobooks. I love all of those things. And some of the things we talk about in the blog will come through our podcast so that you can hear it and not have to read it, and I also think that we'll have some topics that other people would love to learn about, and listen to. We're not just going to talk about hiring and us all the time. We want to talk about topics.
That's kind of fun too.
It is fun. Our kids are really cute.
We can talk about everyday things too.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Life,
learning.
I mean, it's not always fun just sitting here being like, okay, here's the blog that was written, and we're going to hit all of these points.
Are you saying that we're pretty funny?
We're going to talk about it for 45 minutes or an hour, however long it is.
Are you saying that we think we're pretty funny, so we want to talk about that?
I share a little personality in here. Maybe we won't necessarily hog the mic all the time. We can let the people talk.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun too.
Yeah.
We would learn from other people.
I think that will be great. And I think bringing in those other people for short pieces will be
pieces.
Yeah, I mean, we're really fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll have an agenda, or maybe we won't.
I mean,
maybe we'll just come in here and just talk about what happened because we'll do this every month. So we'll just come in and be like, oh, this happened to us this month. Just leave it up to the people to see how many likes we can get.
Yeah, and we really just want to understand what you guys want to hear too, right? Like if there is a topic within the IT industry.
Oh, that would be fun, yeah. Maybe we could find somebody.
Yeah, we would love to find that person and interview them, or if you have a suggestion on who we should talk to, maybe we can have those conversations too.
Because we do have a lot of IT talent here in Northwest Arkansas, but also just in our network.
Yeah.
Because what is that cute little saying that you always have about networks and
your network equals your net worth.
There you go.
Yeah. So and I know we have a huge network. And I think it would be great to understand and really dig in to all aspects and how it touches either talent acquisition or IT, and really understand what everyone wants to hear about.
Yeah.
And where we need to dig in or what they don't understand so that we can help them understand that, because we really want to be a source of knowledge for you too. Thanks for joining us in the Stratisphere. We love having you here and we love reaching out every month. I hope you guys join us in the future. Thanks. Bye.